everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Tyranny. Last episode, we've been following the path of Verse's trail of revenge, trying to track down the people who killed her Scarlet Fury sisters. We managed to find one, and she proceeded to brutally kill him, and she learned about two others. One doesn't know where they are, the other, turns out, already died. But now she found out where that other person's sister was, and she wants to go pay her a visit. We will, because maybe it'll provide us some information, but, well, hopefully we can keep her from doing something really bad. Let's move on to River's Break, a small farmstead located near a fork in a small river. Far from the trade routes through the valley, Essa tailored this holding for self-sustainability rather than any attempt to engage in agricultural trade. Fortunately, it's pretty close to one of the spires. Essa,
Can't do that.
That must be them. Heavy leather gloves. I'll speak with her in a minute. The scents of baked bread and vegetable stew mingle on the air. Through the window you can make out a modest dwelling kept with the kind of order and cleanliness one would expect of a disfavored command tent. Dry grass protrudes haphazardly from the threadbare and sun-bleached tunic hanging on this post. The glower painted on the burlap sack head stares down over a rough glass beard. It bears a passing semblance to a certain Archon of Secrets. Interesting.
Can't do that.
Yeah, there's not much to this place. Okay then. An older woman tends to a small but verdant patch of farm. Plump gourds and vegetables of vine and root vie for soil and light with a fig tree, its branches drooping with what passes for abundance in the tears. The farmer notices your approach and takes up her shovel as if it were a spear, favoring her left arm with a wince. "Careful, stranger. I'm no easy mark, and have little worth your time or blood." A few errant strands of thick gray hair, loosed from the band that tames the rest, frame her deeply lined face. She may be old enough to be my mother, but she holds herself like a warrior trained. Who are you? I'm the woman who tills this soil, mends these walls, and protects them with her blood. I'm supposed to be here. You're the ones who should be announcing themselves. She points the shovel's edge at you. Feisty. I like this old coot. Girl, this old coot has split skulls twice as thick as yours. Good hearing, too. Nice farm. Huh. Thank you for the kindness. We're shared with my husband before he died. Not much to look at, but kept the family fed. The woman's lips tighten. Compliments ain't answers, though. I ask again, what brings you here? She jabs slightly with the shovel. We seek Clea. Clea? Clea was my youngest. Why are you asking after her? She lowers the shovel slightly, her eyes widening slightly at the name. Was? Shit, don't tell me we're too late. I'll have you keep a civil tongue in your head, girl, while you're on my land. She jabs her shovel in Verse's direction as if she could seal the Fury's mouth with it. Sorry, ma'am. Verse blinks in surprise at her own words. You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. What happened to Clea? She narrows her eyes, her fingers tightening protectively around the shovel. First things first. Call me Essa, daughter of Asperia, and this is my homestead granted me by Queen Vendrian Alanta in honor of my service. She swings the shovel's head to encompass a small plastered house in the abutting field. That's an introduction. You got one to match? She points the shovel back towards you. I'm Jason Pendragon, Faithfinder of Tunon the Adjudicator. Essa's blue eyes widen in recognition. You're the one who ascended the mountain spire. They say you hung a banner woven of golden light from the battlements. Wouldn't have believed a word of it if I hadn't seen the glow from here. That's news to me. What does a Fatebinder want with the likes of me? I ain't broken the Overlord's laws. Essa crosses her arms. We came seeking Clea, but that seems a doomed errand. My sweet Clea. War consigned her to the void. Lost her at Vendrian's Well Citadel. I told her not to take up arms again, told her that Kairos had won good and solid, and we owed the Overlord our fealty now, but I suppose I filled her with too much patriotic claptrap as a girl. Maybe she met her end under your blade. The whole of the tale never made it back. Essa cradles herself. None of that answers while you're here. I'll follow your lead, Verse. I'm sorry, Essa, but Orisa has died. Verse frowns down at her scarred hands, then glances away. Orisa. Dear girl. Dear, stupid, blind, foolish, arrogant girl. A sob racks her sunken frame. How'd it happen? She died in stalwart, aiding the Unbroken against the forces of Kairos. It's my fault. I raised those girls on the romance of war, on tales of bloodying the bastard Tyr and pushing back Azure. How was I to know your armies would come in their lifetimes, that the gates of judgment wouldn't hold, or that you'd stride into the Tyrs with a man of stone who could step clean over a curtain wall? Even girls like mine couldn't stand against Kairos. There ain't been nothing like that northern shadow before, able to crush mountains and call earthquakes from a scrap of vellum. There ain't no fighting that, I told them. They didn't listen, damn them. Of all the damn fool things I told them, the only thing they didn't hear was what mattered. A mercenary named Crocus told us that Orisa hunted people for sport, that she displayed their heads on spikes. Crocus? I ain't never heard the name. She pauses, recognition flickering behind her wet eyes. Bald, bearded man, skin the color of bronze and thick as a beastman? I knew him by a different name. Right lazy bastard, by my reckoning. Only thing he put much effort into was lying his way into a meal and a thong of rings. What justice is there if a man like him lives while my Orisa's met the void? There's justice. It was slow and terrible. Verse cracks her knuckles. Aye, there's some comfort there. You said you trained your daughters in the arts of battle? Aye, their father were a good man, but more suited to farm work than war. She looks up sharply. If you're looking for someone to blame, I'd be that person. I trained them up, taught them the falx, the javelin, and the spear and shield. And they used that knowledge against your previous archons and their armies. Hey, Essa? Maybe you'd like to shut the fuck up now? Verse's lower lip twitches. What did you teach them about the Overlord? That there's never been a graver threat to all of Taratus. That Kairos represents the worst of the powers of man or woman. That such an evil must be resisted at all costs, by any means necessary. What? That directly contradicts what you said before. Aye, I changed my tune in my older, softer years. But as they grew up, I poisoned them against Kairos as thoroughly as if I'd carved it upon their hearts. Anything else you want to tell me, Essa? Naming a child for Kairos is a capital offense, ain't it? I imagine naming a pig for Kairos ain't no better. Care to meet Kairos, the overpig? He's around back. You see what's happening here, don't you, Binder? First sighs, her shoulders sagging. You use all this food yourself, or have you sold it to other people in the well? I sold some. For rings and without a Kairos damned license, too. I've come to a decision in this matter. What matter? There is no matter here, Binder. Please tell me you're not going... Oh, what matter? There's no matter here, Binder. Please tell me you're not going through with this. This is your dance, Verse. Pick the tune. A quiet scraping sound issues from Varric as he watches wordlessly. Really? Verse takes a step back, blinking rapidly. Considering her options, Verse sheathes her weapon and nods. We came here because Orisa, she killed one of my sisters. I always thought I needed to avenge them, to make it right, because I'd failed them. But actually talking to you, it's cleared some stuff up. I guess what I'm saying is, I miss my sisters and you miss your daughters, and that's just the way of things. Essen nods numbly, turns, and shuffles towards her squat farmhouse. Verse releases a long sigh, bends down, and plucks a round red tomato from a vine. Her thumb slides across its skin, then presses tightly against it, dimpling the vegetable. She tosses it from hand to hand and turns to you. There was some uncharacteristic hesitation on your part.
I didn't realize you knew me so well as to say what is and isn't like me.
She smirks, then shakes her head.
I enjoy killing, Faithfinder. Doesn't mean I think everyone deserves to die.
Orisa and Clea are dead. What does that mean for your sisters?
I'm sure Whispers would have something clever to say about frustrated ambitions.
Verse shakes her head and chuckles darkly.
You ever have a friend who almost never speaks? But then, every once in a while, she slips in the perfect word at the perfect time, and it's the only thing you remember. That was 3 Whispers. She was our wiry, flickering shadow with hair like crow's feathers. Preferred close-up work. That was her name, her 3 knives and the sound of air from a punctured lung. It's, hard to remember stories about her because she never drew attention.
And yet?
Her old favorite. That I remember. She'd trick a soldier into gutting his own comrade, then open his throat while he was in shock. Beautiful move, and I saw her dance it 12 times. Whispers knew her histories and letters, knew borders and houses and heraldry. Even knew a few sigils, and kept us from bleeding out more than once.
She runs a hand over her feathers.
Whispers and me, we were more than sisters sometimes. Not often, and nothing holding. But yeah, she read a body as easy as a scroll.
Sounds nice.
Was nice.
Let's go then.
Let's.
She bites into the tomato, and a small bead of juice runs down her chin. Well, I guess that's all that can be done here. And we got a level up. Alright, she definitely needed that level up. Versus 3 Whispers stance has been upgraded. We'll investigate that shortly. Let's go with strength. And as for an ability to give her, let's see. Mobile recovery, sense weakness, skull splitter. Actually, that looks pretty good. Nimble 2 would also be good, but maybe we'll go with skull splitter so that she has another arrow ability. I mean, some of these are also pretty interesting abilities. But let's grab her skull splitter, because I want to keep her kinda ranged focus. No, it's not that one. It was this one. 3 Whisper stance. Enter a battle meditative stance that focuses on... Okay, that's the dodge focus one. It's accuracy focused. That's also accuracy focused. Why do you have it twice? Okay, one's clearly better, but still.
Will do.
Alright. I'm pretty sure we're done here, though. Alright. Verse is now another step closer to the resolution she seeks for the death of her sisters, which we'll deal with eventually. So now, we can make our way towards Sunset Spire at last at Letheans Crossing. Which, yeah, we still have like 15 minutes. Built in the shadow of an old wall's junction in the realm of Haven, Letheans Crossing is a growing trading settlement. The nearby rivers are rich in iron ore, though the locals lack the technology to smelt and forge the element. In the years following Kyrus' conquest of the Tears, the population of Letheans Crossing swelled with refugees fleeing the destruction of their homelands. The presence of the forge-bound mining the iron, along with their guards, makes this makeshift settlement a vital resource for Kyrus' armies. In the year 429, as governor of Letheans Crossing in Kyrus' name, you granted control of the settlement to the disfavored. Indeed. Onwards! We didn't even encounter anything on the way. Fair enough. Good water. Oh, come on, go through the loading. Always takes forever. You'd think I would have decided to save this on my SSD instead of the regular hard drive, but oh well, I went with the default. Holy crap, there's a lot of items and a lot of things to look through here. Oh boy, there's a lot here. Well, okay then. We certainly can't stay here. As you approach the entrance to Letheans Crossing, you see two figures talking intently with each other. The woman points north as she talks. I don't know if we can afford to stay here. The region is too unstable and our business is suffering because of it. And if I have to pay one more toll or hand over more guard money, I won't have two rings to rub together. But where will we go? There isn't a single place in the Tears that is safe. Maybe we could go to Sentinel Stand Keep. Rumor is the storms there have died down. How about... The woman stops speaking when she sees you. Faithfinder, you grace us with your presence. She bows, then smacks her assistant on the back of the head. After a moment, the young man bows too. Who are you? Me? Oh, Faithfinder, I'm simply a humble merchant and certainly of no consequence. My assistant and I were just trying to determine where we should go next. Conducting a business in Letheans Crossing has become a little too... volatile for my liking. What seems to be the issue here? Other than my desire to leave this town before its leaders cause it to collapse in on itself? Well, Faithfinder, I'm not one to speak ill of Kyrus' men, but the disfavored currently control Letheans Crossing. I'm not sure they're entirely qualified for the job. They keep a very stern watch over everything. No one I know is happy having them around. Now, I wouldn't normally say it, but I'd wager my last ring the Scarlet Chorus might be even better. If you're certain you need to deal with them, the current disfavored leader in town is Vintara. She leans in, lowering her voice. However, if you need to speak to someone, I suggest you find Eldian. He's the true leader of this town. Fair, knowledgeable, and very level-headed. She points to the east, beyond the river flowing through town. Both of them can be found over there. Vintara likes being outside so she can maintain control over everything that's happening. Eldian is probably in his house, near where Vintara's stomping around. What else can you tell me about Letheans Crossing? What is there to say? Letheans Crossing was just coming into its own, the center of commerce for the Tears, frequented by merchants from all over. With the recent unpleasant events, trade has all but dried up around here. We're lucky to get business at all. With a new toll being enforced on the road to town, it's a wonder anyone comes here anymore. That's why I'm on my way out of here. Could you tell me anything about the seal? I found it in Vendrian's well. I don't recognize it, but one of the other merchants here might. Between us all, there has to be someone who has seen it in their travels. Thank you for your time. My pleasure, Faithfinder. Good luck in your endeavors, and may you always have a ring within reach. Hold on, what seal is she talking about? Is this seal it? Huh. Well, there's something we can loot over here. And we have... Sigil of Rooting. Let me guess. This sigil grants an ability of, what is it? There it is. Learn it. Oh, I didn't read what it actually said, but let's see. Accent that adds the rooted affliction to force and atrophy spells. Okay, not needed. Let's see. Alright, anyway, moving on. Welcome to Letheans Crossing, Faithfinder! Well, here's a couple people we can speak with. And you know the law. These products are contraband. You are not allowed to bring them into or sell them in Letheans Crossing. Faithfinder, your assistance, please. I need your help before this brute takes my belongings. What is the issue here? It's robbery, that's the issue here. This soldier stopped me and is going to confiscate my goods. I need you to adjudicate. You know this situation is not that simple, Laurent, but if you wish to petition for adjudication, I will present my case to the Faithfinder. I am an enforcer of the Archon of Justice. Once invoked, my ruling is final. Are you sure this is what you want? I will abide by your decision, Faithfinder. Laurent, what is your grievance? We merely wish to sell these items here in town. The goods themselves are not against the law, and there is nothing wrong with them, but Aulus is trying to confiscate them. Aulus, why are you threatening to confiscate this man's goods? He is attempting to bring goods in obtained from illegal sources. We do not allow chorus-brought products to be sold in Letheans Crossing. This policy is well known. He should not be surprised that we are taking his goods. Let's see. You were attempting to sell goods from an illegal supplier? Where we got them is of no consequence. The goods themselves are not illegal and are needed in Letheans Crossing. The petty feud between the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus has no bearing in this transaction. These goods aren't illegal. Why would you confiscate them? Purchase and sale of items from both the Bronze Brotherhood and Scarlet Chorus are illegal. The law is the law. Just because someone doesn't agree with the law doesn't mean they can ignore it. I'm ready to make my decision. Do either of you have anything else to say? These goods can benefit the people of Letheans Crossing, and it will be a waste to destroy them. We should be allowed to sell them here. These goods were obtained through illegal means. They should be confiscated. They are breaking the law. Everything else is irrelevant. Goody, one of these kinds of choices. This really isn't a cut and dry question. Law is law, he is right there. But this is, again, where you get to the question of, if goods were obtained illegally, are you still allowed to sell them? Let me think. I'll be honest. Laurent can keep his goods and sell them in Letheans Crossing. While his sources may be suspect, the goods themselves are fine and will benefit the town. Thank you, Faithfinder. It is good to see saner heads prevail today. It is a shame that such blatant disregard of the law is allowed, but I swore to stand by your ruling. So be it, Faithfinder. And I gained wrath with Tunon, which I did not expect. I mean, we're kinda at maximum favor. But, okay. Hello, Faithfinder. I have wares to sell if you have a mind to trade. Merchant tents are a common sight in Letheans Crossing. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Good day, my fine friend. Could I interest you in all manner of provisions? There's no telling what may befall you on your travels. Could you tell me anything about the seal? I found it in Ventrian's well. I don't recognize... Okay. Show me what you have for sale. I know we'll find something you need, he says, gesturing to the goods plied on his stand. Let's see. Not really anything I want, truth be told. But I can sell some things, I think. Sell that. I can sell that. That's all I have there. I can sell that. I can sell that. I can sell that. And all of these pieces of trash. I get 60 rings out of it. That works. Okay, oop, wrong button. Harchiand Bronze. Interesting name. I think what we're going to do is... I think we'll probably... Yeah, I think we'll look on this side of the river, then go up here, take a look around up here, go around, take a look over here, and then take a look down here at last. That seems like the way we'll do it. Merchant Basilla, Merchant Tychus. Greetings, Faithfinder. Come take a look at my wares. Good day to you. Might I interest you in all manner of provisions? Who knows what you'll run into outside of Letheans Crossing? Tell me anything about the seal? Basilla looks at the seal for a few moments and shakes her head. Can't say I recognize it, but I don't really get into affairs outside of Letheans Crossing unless I have to. Harchiand Bronze might, though. He seems to be well-traveled. Alright, let's see what you have for sale. Potions and the like. Sigil of Frost we know, Sigil of Lightning we know. Okay. Nothing we need to buy from you. What about you, Merchant... Oh no, you're Merchant Basilla. As I saw Merchant Tychus here. Welcome, welcome! The merchant motions you over. What can I get for you today? Be sure to stock up before you leave. There's plenty of wilds between here and the bastard city. What about the seal? Yeah, it doesn't look like any seal I've encountered, sorry. Someone else might know, though. Alright, what have you got? Relentless. Fires multiple projectiles. Oh, that is interesting. That is very interesting. It's got a lower DPS, much lower range, lower armor penetration, higher accuracy, higher recovery. As interesting as it is, we're not going to get it. Alright, and we'll loot this. That's Harchiand Bronze. Even an extraordinary weapon such as a Dauntless is useless if you can't survive the battle to come. I can read all that. It was all mixed. Ooh,
interesting.
This is the junction point for 2 waterfalls that pour over the top of the old walls. Frozen Shackle. When critically hit, damage. Oh, I like that. Let's see. You've got regeneration and armor penetrated by attacks when inflicting crits. No, no, no. I like this thing. Frozen burst, damage when people critically hit me. I like that a lot. I really do. So this armor penetration... we'll give to you. No. No. We'll give to you. I think that'll work. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, we'll talk to this guy here. This... I didn't mean to hit that. This Harchiand Bronze. I wonder what he has to say. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chester44. That is Jason Pendragon, Barak, Verse, and Ebb. This has been a Let's Play of Tyranny! And I shall see you all next time.